I'm David Fairclough and you're watching Redmen TV.
Moreno was good, wasn't he?
I thought he was our best player.
He was really good, man.
I thought
really
he was brilliant. Like I said on the match reaction yesterday, that those little triangles between him, Sacco and Coutinho that worked so well last season and for parts of the season before, it looked like they'd been playing together in those positions because they actually had. This is what happens when you put three players who are comfortable playing with each other in the right position. Yeah. So for me, Moreno really added something much more than Klein did on the other side, in fairness, because that formation for me really suits Moreno, but it doesn't suit Nathaniel Klein, which is why I see Nathaniel Klein as the right centre back.
Well, isn't it funny how when we play four at the back, we were talking about how Nathaniel Klein's almost an offensive full back. I don't mean offensive like Enrique's offensive. I mean like to your senses. Yeah. And Gomez is your defensive full back and Klein's your offensive one. I think you'd like the pronunciation on that word. But then in wing backs, you bring Moreno in. He is a flying wing back, and Klein. All of a sudden, you start to see his limitations. I thought he was fine, but Moreno, I think, that probably his best game for Liverpool for the year, maybe.
Definitely, yeah. He looked like he's got his match fitness back, which again can't be ruled out. He didn't really have much of a pre-season, did he? So he's a little bit behind everyone else, and we're judging him coming in. He's not great at defending. We talk about it every week. There are limitations to his defending. So when he's coming into a 4-4-2, when he's coming off the bench and you're making the Moreno substitution, it's normally because he's chasing the game as well. So this is really defensive of him, and his performance yesterday didn't really need defending, but his other games haven't been that bad. He's just been, because of all circumstances, to struggle. Starting in a team with a load of first teamers around him in a formation that suits him, he was good. We're up there for the.
He was a constant
man of the
match.
match.
It was just
that ball for the goal, mate, is fucking top. That is a great ball because he's not got much time to think about it, and he just fucking looped it over the top for Ings. Absolutely brilliant, instinctive ball.
Yeah, no, it was great. He was everything you've kind of. Well, we wanted to see him. We know he's got available to him. There's a couple of times when he's breaking and he's driving. And there's a point. It must have been first half, and he's driving forward with it, and the guy comes shoulder to shoulder with him, and he just. It's like watching Dash in The Incredibles. He just goes. He goes. And just fucking burns him off. I was like, fucking good on you, lad. And considering this is the thing. I think I tweeted it after the match that there were loads of player positives on the day, which I think are the good things to focus on. I suspect, and for me, Moreno was one because we've sat here and we've been critical of him.
I've been critical of him since he signed.
Yeah, exactly. And one match doesn't make a man, right? But those are the kind of performances are exactly what we signed them for.
Well, that's it, isn't it? I mean, we needed to change something over the last few weeks, and we have. We went, I think, for better or worse, we went to three at the back, and we went to a formation that suits Alberto Moreno, because ultimately over the last sort of West Ham, Man United, certainly the last two games, the big thing that they did to counter Liverpool was to leave Gomez on the ball and say, go on, beat us, Gomez. Yeah. And unfortunately, he's not good enough to beat them yet. Now, he might turn out where he could do that. I very much doubt it. I think he'll end up centre-back. But, when they're given time and space to players, the two players that they gave time and space to yesterday, for me, was Emre Can and Alberto Moreno, and both of those players used the ball well and managed to set up attacks.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's an interesting one, isn't it, the formation, because we were kind of talking in the week when we brought out, we didn't think he would stick with three at the back at home, you know what I mean? And I suppose it's one of two things, it kind of... Brendan Rodgers has come out and said that, talked about the positives, and he's been absolutely fucking nailed by everyone for trying to talk about positives in that game. But I think the problem he had was, it was like last season when we got it working again, it did look better. Liverpool were genuinely loads more solid. It was, the passing was a lot more fluid, and this word fluency, which is now a word apparently, but that was a thing. But ultimately, a lot of it boiled down to it worked and Liverpool looked better. But there comes a point where ostensibly you've still got five at the back, and when you're looking to actually push on, did we actually do enough to do that?
is this where we slide into the negative?
No, doubtless it will go. We'll have
do
peaks
you know
and
what?
troughs.
I'll argue against it all being negative from yesterday anyway, because I genuinely don't feel like it all was.
No, it wasn't all negative at all. Like I said, there's plenty of positives, but I think there's that. It comes down to it that you still. Although we played 2 up top, we still had a lot of defensive players on the pitch.
Yeah.
There's a case to be made that you could have gone a shade braver with that.
Yeah. When you're playing Lucas.
I'm Chris Pager for the Redmen TV outside Anfield. Liverpool have just drawn 1-1 with Norwich, and it's time for some poorly considered player ratings.